So walk through how you go from that sort of early tweet that you just sent off as a whatever, saying, Bitcoin is never going to be anything, to like, whoa, this is real. And as a person and as the CEO of a company, I'm going all in. How does that change happen?
Well, the catalytic event is the pandemic and the events that took place in March of 2020. And what you saw was Main Street shut down. It literally shut down and came to a grinding halt. And Wall Street had an initial panic and a rapid recovery, a V-shaped recovery. And so we put those two together. You had an L-shaped recovery. Main Street just shut down. And then you had a V-shaped recovery, and we call that a K. But if you decompose it, and I was very sensitive to it because on one hand, in my personal life, I'm an investor. And in my public life, I run a Main Street company. I run a software company that has people that manufactures software that does things. So what I saw was if you had a large portfolio of stocks or assets and you went into this pandemic, after the Fed ended up expanding the money supply with the interest rates going to zero and the expansion of the M2 monetary base, the money base, you found that you were actually 25-30% wealthy or doing nothing. You could have done nothing the entire year. As long as, right, the only mistake you could have made is do something, right? If you had $1 billion and you did nothing for the entire year, you had $1.3 billion at the end of the year. On the other hand, if you had a Main Street company and you're generating, let's say, $100 million a year in cash flow and you're valued at $1 billion because of the cash flow, you would have to be generating $130 million after a year to be valued the same, because the value, the assets that the money buy is being devalued by 30%. If the currency is devalued at some rate, and the money supply expanded to 24% last year, so you could use that as your metric, or you could use the S&P 500's return as another metric. But clearly, the currency devalued, which means that if you're a Main Street company, you had to work 20% harder to get nothing. And if you're a Wall Street company, you had to do nothing to get 20% better. And so what I saw was a shift in balance of power, and a shift in wealth. And it was pretty disturbing to me too. It's like, you don't want to be the dentist working for a fixed amount of money that's getting 20% less valuable every year.